Today is Tuesday. It is 1:55 a.m. It is April 21st. Okay? Today is April 21st. Trading is connecting my life experience with events and strategies of trading. Trading has made a direct connection, created a linkage between my life experience and trading. Okay? So when I was a young lad, okay, I was about 9 years old. I believe I was about 9 years old. I believe I was about nine. I believe I was not 9 years old. Okay. So when I was 9 years old, I used to live in a farm. Okay. And there was this adult. There was this adult, very heavy, sturdy bicycle that was in the house. Okay. And because I was so short, the bicycle had this little triangle, right? The bicycle, little triangle. The wheels here, but there's a triangle right there, and there's a seat right there. I couldn't sit on the seat, so what I had to do is put my feet across through that triangle to put it on the pedal, and I would pedal on the side by holding onto the handlebar. And I kept at it, because I didn't know how to ride a bicycle, but I wanted to learn how to ride a bicycle, and I was at it. I was only, I don't even know how tall I was. I was very short. I was like 8 or 9 years old, and then what I would do is I would pedal, and then I would step off to put the other feet on the other side so it doesn't collapse, right? And so we had a cow that was tied to a tree, okay, a fruit tree. And so this cow had this bedding of straws, and cows will eat, and what the cows eat will mess things up. There will be a lot of cow poop everywhere, right? Cow dung everywhere. And so what we did was we would scrape it and then put it on the front yard. Okay, we would scrape it and put it on the front yard, and it had a huge pile. There was a huge pile. Okay, somebody did that. I didn't do that. So so somebody did that. I didn't do that. I was out playing, I suppose. Okay, I was too young to do that. And then there was this pile, and so what I would be doing is I'll be riding a bicycle, and then my feet, I needed some place to put my feet so that I don't collapse. And so what I did was I plunged my feet into this pile of manure, okay, cow manure, okay, so that I could keep myself upright. So that happened day after day after day, and then one day, because I fell and I fell and I fell, and I rode it, and I picked it up. I picked it up, and I wasn't eating very much either, and but somehow I had gathered enough strength to pick up this enormously heavy bicycle, right? This rusty bicycle, very very rusty and very very heavy bicycle that was meant for like carrying like heavy things, okay, for adults. And then one day it started to click together. Okay, I started to pedal and it started to go. And then when I steered a little bit, at that moment it seemed like a gyroscope, and it was moving. As long as I started to pedal and I was steering it right, it would go in the direction that I was pointing at. Okay. So then I knew how to ride a bicycle at somewhere between 8 and 9 years old, and what an exhilarating experience that I had. Right, so I thought I knew how to ride a bicycle. So I had a friend in the neighborhood. Okay, he was shorter than me, and he saw that I was riding a bicycle. Okay, and he asked, as I was riding by, he asked me, "Hey, uh, hey, can I ride on it? So he jumped on it, and then all of a sudden I lost control, and then I thought I knew how to ride, and then the bicycle and myself plunged into this rice field that was freshly plowed, and it was like submerged in water. So both of us landed in water, right? So I thought I knew how to trade. Okay, I thought I knew. I thought I knew how to ride a bicycle, but I fell. So trading has been very similar to that. It has been very, very similar. At times I would say, hey, I figured this out. I know how this works. Okay, I figured it out. And then time would pass. Okay? Because I haven't really figured it out, but I thought I figured it out. I would say it and I would say, hey, this is what it is. But me knowing right now how trading is, did not know at the time because I didn't have information to correctly grade whether I was capable of writing of being whether I figured out how to trade. Okay, then the past like a few weeks, something started to click. Okay, I realized that trading is multiple things connected together, working together to create a solution. I figured out how to do certain things, which is correct, but it required a final piece that had to be inserted into it for me to figure out how to trade. Okay? And so it seems to me at this point was for me to figure out how to go with the trend. That was the critical ingredient in my trading that finally sent it over. When I'm trying to figure out where the reversal is, it's very difficult. It's like it hit or miss, and sometimes I would figure it out, and it would work for a while because I was lucky, and then because when the market is going up, I mean, if it's a pullback, then it's a reversal, so it's going to go back up, and so finally what I realized is that hey, I know how to ride a bicycle. And today it confirmed after numerous attempts that I know how to trade. I know how to trade. I know how to trade. Yeah, I know how to trade. It seems so naive and so juvenile. It seems so naive and so childish and things like that, right? Like having to disclose that, hey, look, I know how to trade, right? It's like it's like it seems to be like discovering how to trade for me on a personal level is like, wow, hey, it's like it's like learning how to tie a shoe or something like that, right? I hope it makes sense. But anyway, I'm quite excited. Okay, I'm quite excited. The data is showing me that I know how to trade. Okay. Now it's time to make real money now. All right.